We'll go ahead and open it up to any questions. Andrew, go ahead.
Braxton, what was it like being able to play in front of some of the students and the NC State fans in this building today? How much of a lift did they give you guys?
Oh, it was great. Actually, before the game started, I actually looked at one of our coaches. When they started clapping after the national anthem, when they started clapping and stuff, and I was like, man, like I know there's not that many people in here compared to what I used to, but it felt so loud, just because we haven't had anybody in there. And I'll tell you what kind of impact they had during the game. One of the players for Pitt was looked at me because they were antsy, they were excited to be there. They were heckling a little bit, and one of the players asked me, "Is like, wow, that's what they're doing today." I'm like, man, they've been itching to get in this in a game all year. They're excited to be here, so of course they're going to go all out. So that's what kind of impact they made on the game.
Justin.
Braxton, I know the freshmen have been, coming into their own here recently, but it seems like today it was the seniors and the upperclassmen that got it done. You and, your fellow upperclassmen all in double figures today. Do you think, this being the second to last home game of the season during your senior year, it maybe sparked a little bit of a fire with you and DJ kind of to, show out in front of the fans a couple last times?
That could be part of it. But I think the biggest part is just the the talent we have. It seems like maybe one game the upperclassmen are maybe not hitting our shots or maybe moving a little slow at first, and the freshmen come in and pick us up. And like you said, like today, it's more the upperclassmen taking the lead role. I think that just shows what kind of versatility we have. That any given night could be any group of kids. Any group of guys on the court. But also, I think with it being the last two home games of the year, and now that we have fans here, I think that gave us a little edge too, because freshmen didn't really know what that was like. Only upperclassmen do. So I think we were a little more adjusted to it than they were.
In the last few games, you've really kind of embraced that role of coming off the bench, and you've had some really great games here, coming off the bench after your hip injury there in the Duke game. But just as a senior on this team, what's it been like coming off the bench, and how have you kind of handled that role?
I mean, I'm still playing. I'm still part of the team, still part of the program. So, I mean, it's great. I've been trying to do more of little coaching and teaching on the side, trying to embrace that role more. Any former player would tell you sometimes they don't always want to hear from the coaches. Even whether of course they're going to tell you what's right and what you need to hear, but sometimes it just don't sit in as well from the coaches. And any former player tell you that. So it's good that I get that chance to, see what like the young guards are doing on the court when I'm, to start the game or when I'm on the bench. And when they come out or come to a timeout or dead ball, I'll go up and talk to them, and I try to give them a little guidance. So I really enjoyed that.
Thanks, Braxton.
Of course.
Alec.
Yeah, Braxton, you guys are on a 4-game win streak. I think it's the first 4-game winning streak in the ACC since your freshman year. But do you feel like you guys are kind of starting to click at the right time and playing some of your best basketball here down the stretch?
Yeah, I think we're definitely playing really confident basketball, and it's really coming from practice. All the days leading up to the games is where it's where it's clicking at. We're getting in the gym, we're working, we're encouraging each other, we're going hard every day, and it's starting to show. And I think people are more acclimated now. You know what I'm trying to say, especially like the freshmen. They finally they got their feet wet. They're in the pool now, so they like you said, like they've had really good games lately. Been playing really well. So with them coming along, and us upperclassmen, bringing them along and doing what we got to do and encouraging them and whatnot. I think it's all coming together at a good time.
James.
Yeah, Braxton, I know this isn't your specific role, but your first shot defense was really good as a team today, but you gave up some 20 offensive rebounds. Was there something there you guys saw that kind of led to that type of a day from them?
They were scrappy. They wanted it. Obviously they've had a lot of adversity within the last week or so. And when that hits, you can do one or two things. You can let it knock you down, or you can run through it. And right now you can tell they're trying to run through it. more guys are getting opportunities to be on the court for extended amount of time or even be on the court. With them missing their 2 players. So I think they're really excited to play right now. They're trying to find their way. Like I said, they were scrappy today and they really played hard. But that's something we're definitely got to clean up. Something we talked about, and we know we wasn't great there, so we got to clean that up going into Wednesday.
And just to follow up, is that something you guys could lean on? Kind of, you experienced it similar going up to Syracuse. First game after Devin's injury and DJ didn't play. Did you guys kind of expect that coming in, that might be the case, the type of effort you get from them?
Yeah, that's something we talked about. Even when we played them at Pitt, a week and a half ago, they were still scrappy, still play hard. They still, were physical. Even with, the 2 guys that's been there, that's had a lot of success over the last 2 or 3 years. So we knew it wasn't going to change from them. That's what Coach Capel gets out of them. He gets them playing hard and whatnot. So, we were expecting a dogfight, and we got it.
All right, we'll have one last question from Jonas.
Hey, Braxton. Some days the shots aren't going to fall, but you guys, hit 24 free throws, got some big timely stops on defense. How important is it heading to the postseason to find those other ways to win and pull out victories?
It's extremely important. That's one of the main things Coach talks about after any game, before any game. We got to be able to be, flexible and win any type of game. Especially going into the tournament. It's not like you're playing in the NBA playoffs. You don't play the team up to 7 times. You get 1 game. So that 1 game, both teams could be off. And, it could be a Virginia game, 35-38 at the end of the game. Or, both teams could be hot, both scoring the 90s, low hundreds. So, it's important that we understand that it don't always have to be pretty. It don't always have to be easy. We just got, no matter what, we got to figure out a way to get it done. That's what the good teams do. So that's what we're striving to be.
All right, thanks, Braxton.
I appreciate it.